Welcome to my next Big Bang Theory Season 11 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important. If you aren't caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching The Big Bang Theory, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which, of course, I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be The Big Bang Theory Season 11, Episode 17. The title of this episode is called The Athenaeum Allocation, and this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. Leonard, Penny, and Raj Skype with the Wallowitzes, gushing over how big Hallie is getting. Howard explains he found out that newborn baby boys can pee straight up. Oh boy. Raj offers to help out, but Howard and Bernadette just want some family time before they head back to work. Amy and Sheldon join them and deliver their save the date cards for their wedding on May 12th. The card has MRIs of both of their brains kissing. Leonard mentions that they don't have a location, which peeves Amy. It took them 9 months to pick a date, for crying out loud. Howard and Bernadette are cooing over their two children, exclaiming how cute they are and how much they love them. They both admit that they love the kids more than each other. Howard would take a bullet for the kids and get seriously mutilated for Bernadette. Both of them agree that Bernadette should leave Howard if he got mutilated. He's not even that great in his normal state. Sheldon is very happy with the wedding date because the month squared equals the square of the sum of the members of the set of prime factors of the day. May equals 5th. 12 prime factors set is 2, 3, 5 squared equals 2 plus 3 squared, I guess. On the subject of the wedding venue, Amy suggests the Athenaeum Club at Caltech. It's beautiful, close, and Albert Einstein was a member. Sheldon says that club is very exclusive and that Leonard has been trying to get them a membership for years. They were still offered a tour, so they decide to check it out. Howard is visiting with Raj and tells him how having the kids is super rewarding and that it will be hard when they go back to work. Howard thinks that one of them should stay home with the kids and wants it to be him. Bernadette is really invested in her job, so Howard thinks he is the best choice. During their tour, Sheldon wants to know if Einstein ever sat in the chairs. The guide, Kathleen, replies that the furniture is fairly new, though Stephen Hawking comes in regularly. Also, she leaves them to talk it over and to check on the dimensions of the soup spoons per Sheldon's request. While Sheldon is describing the somberness of the portraits, Amy spots Leonard and Penny. Amy is sure that this is going to ruin her day. Leonard admits that he lied to both Sheldon and Penny about how exclusive the club was. It was Sheldon and Amy, but I put Penny by mistake. And then Barry Kripke, another member, shows up. Oh boy. Howard wants to talk about one of them staying home with the kids. Bernadette snaps that she shouldn't have to give up her job and everything she has worked for. Howard adds that he wants to stay at home with them. She snaps that he gets to stay home and bond with them while she is at work. She then admits that maybe she wants to stay home while Howard still insists that he should. Sheldon can't believe that Leonard lied to him. Amy retorts that they should book the club now because they will have the rest of their lives to complain about Leonard. Sheldon then thinks that Amy is getting a head start on their wedding vows. Amy calls up Kathleen at the club to reserve it for their wedding. Unfortunately, someone had already booked May 12th. Who? Sheldon is now talking to Barry Kripke, who booked it for his birthday party. I'm sure there's plenty of stwippas there. He doesn't want to move his party, and he doesn't want to help Sheldon. So Kripke thinks he doesn't have a problem. Sheldon does, of course. Very early, Howard shows up with the kids as Bernadette gets her first cup of coffee. They had been to the park, the farmer's market, and Chinatown. While Bernadette was sleeping, she sees that Howard is just trying to show that he can or would do a better job and that he can't keep up the pace. Howard tells her to take the day off and get a massage because of sleep she has been getting. Amy hopes that Kripke will change his mind. Sheldon doubts it since he used the S word. He called his work subpar. Sheldon suggests that they pick a different date. It took 9 months for that decision. Amy would rather pick a different husband. Leonard knocks at the door and apologizes for lying to Sheldon. Sheldon doesn't feel that Leonard means it and that he can only deal with one jerk at a time like Barry Kripke. Sheldon asks Leonard to leave before he gets mad and make an unkind remark about his face, his height, and his personal hygiene, or his science that, though serviceable, it lacks pinouche. And as Leonard leaves, as leaving, Leonard remarks that it is the nicest thing he has ever said about his work. Bernadette is visiting her old office with Penny. She's visiting there, and then Penny's there to find her there prior to their luncheon date. So she didn't seem happy to Penny, and Bernadette admits that she would rather stay home with the kids. Jess stops by, surprised that she was there, and then offers to get her coffee. Another one calls her up with a question, and then she tells him to email the problem. Penny shakes her head as Bernadette loses her desire to stay home. The gent with the coffee also brings her one of the cookies that she liked. Leonard finds Kripke cleaning out some barrels that he had integrated grease in them. He can no longer make grad students do the job as told to him by the head of human resources in writing. Leonard asks him to give up the club for Amy and Sheldon because he is really a good guy. Am I? And then he wonders what it would take. Sheldon finds Leonard cleaning out the barrels, which when he was looking for Kripke. Leonard admits that he is sorry for lying to him and that he wants to be he wants his best friend to have the wedding date of his dreams. Sheldon takes a deep breath and says, "On Mars?" All right, then Amy's wedding of her dreams. Sheldon and Leonard then decide that between the two of them, they could outsmart Kripke. Unfortunately, they both end up scrubbing out the barrels. Howard comes into the kitchen, commenting on how long on the nap he had. Raj was watching the kids. Howard thanks him for covering for him. Raj complains about the sights and smells he had to deal with. Leonard and Sheldon enter Amy's and Sheldon's place with good news that they have secured the club. Amy gets excited. Sheldon explains that he couldn't have done it without Leonard. They were like the Batman and Robin. Why does Leonard have to be Robin, he says. Besides cleaning out the barrels, they have to invite Kripke and his date. Pay for his date and let him sing Volare. Leonard doesn't understand the name of the song. Amy doesn't want him singing at their wedding, though he does. She suggests the Japanese Garden of Planetarium, or she suggests the Japanese Garden or the Planetarium. Sheldon loves the idea of the Planetarium. Leonard objects that he scrubs sludge for them and that he might be slightly radioactive. Sheldon dismisses his comments but tells Amy not to let him near the silverware. Bernadette comes home and finds Raj on the couch. Howard admits that he might not have had what it takes to be a stay-at-home dad. Bernadette says that she misses her job and all the perks at work. They both admit that they both miss their jobs and their sleep. They both took naps and are still tired. Howard tells her that both the kids are asleep, so why don't they head upstairs? Giggle. And then Bernadette wants to stay where they are so she clears off the kitchen table and they both put their heads down and go to sleep. And that's what ends this episode of The Big Bang Theory. So I'm going to give the character of the episode to Bernadette. My score of the episode, I'm going to give it a 7.0 out of 10. These episodes toward the end of the season aren't as good, but this one was a little bit better. So if you are a fan of The Big Bang Theory and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of The Big Bang Theory. What would you rate it, and whom would be your character of the episode? I guess I have to backtrack. I usually rate Penny. In this episode, I'll give her an 8.5 out of 10. If you want to rate Penny like I do, leave that in the comment section as well. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, share your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.